Welcome back. As you know, I am Eli, the computer guy, here for your daily dose of the RARs as we talk about this stupid crap going on in the world of technology nowadays. I am on a location here at American Underground in Durham, North Carolina. I'm teaching a class for SiliconDojo.com tonight. We're doing a class on extending AI capabilities using REST APIs. These are free to the end user classes. You just come, you learn, and you empower yourself. If you're interested in these types of classes, these are in person. Go to SiliconDojo.com to see what the schedule is. If you'd like to support free to the end user education, there's a donor box link down below. And with that, things that make you go, right? So I just did a video. I don't know what order you're watching these videos in, but I literally just did a video talking about OpenAI is now in code red status, right? Google's Gemini 3 Pro is apparently spanking OpenAI. And so Sam Altman is like, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. And so I find this story to be particularly interesting. I talked about this, I think like a week or two ago when Jensen Huang came out and said something about this. But this makes things oh so more precarious in the AI world. So one of the big things that's been going on in the AI world is this whole idea of circular financing. Basically, Nvidia gives money to a company so that company can then buy more Nvidia hardware so that the value of Nvidia goes up. So they have more money to invest in other companies so they can buy Nvidia hardware. And then it becomes a very, it's like one of those things where something can be technically true but horrible at the same time. Like basically, Nvidia is selling more and more products, but they're selling more and more products because they're paying people to buy their products, right? That's what's called circular financing. So one of the big things with this is that Nvidia apparently had a $100 billion agreement with OpenAI to provide OpenAI with $100 billion so that OpenAI could then turn around and buy $100 billion of Nvidia hardware, right? And a lot of us were like, wait a minute here, that's a lot of money, warning signs. Well, the only thing worse than Nvidia coming out and saying that they're going to give OpenAI $100 billion to buy hardware is if they then start saying, well, or maybe not. And this is interesting. So this is on top of. So last week, Jensen Huang, CEO of Nvidia, came out and was like, well, we haven't signed the agreement yet. And now we have the CFO. The CFO for Nvidia says chipmaker yet to finalize $100 billion OpenAI deal. So this deal was announced in September. And again, they announced these deals, fine, whatever. But now it's December. So October, November, we're now in December. And this is one of the things that I get very concerned about with the current time frame. Like I talk about this with mentalities. It's not necessarily a particular generation. It's just a mentality that kind of surrounds a generation and infects everybody else, right? And one of the big concerns that I have right now is kind of like with the Trump administration, where the Trump administration comes out and they make these bombastic announcements and then they walk the hell away. And then nothing happens. As I've talked about before, like with TikTok, the perfect example is TikTok. He tried through executive order to kill TikTok in the last year of his term in the first administration. So we are literally now talking about 5 or 6 years ago, he tried to kill TikTok, right? So it didn't end up doing it in his administration, but under the Biden administration, it actually went through the full legislative process, and TikTok was supposed to be banned, with actual full government approval, and then Trump has been delaying it like ever since. So again, back in whatever it was, 2020, literally Trump said that TikTok was an existential threat to the United States. And TikTok is still here. And that's like the biggest example. That is like the most obvious example in the tech world. We have a lot of other things with trade, quote unquote, agreements and other things where he comes out and he says things and then it all kinds of disappears. And one of the things that I get concerned about is I feel like right now there's this real push on the executives in the American technology world to make announcements. Right? It's important to the Trump administration that announcements are made. They don't really care so much about the follow through, which then, again, becomes this whole question of what the fuck is going on? right? Because if people make an announcement and you think there's an agreement, right? You can agree with that you can agree with it, you can disagree with it. Even if you disagree with it, even if you think it's stupid, you can figure out a value proposition there where you can be successful and all that kind of thing, right? Based off of what you think is going to happen in the future. Now, it's always a risk. There's always a risk. There's always due diligence and something might fall through or whatever else. But if you're like, okay, this is what the company's plan to do, then I can plan around that. What happens when the largest companies in the world start making statements simply to placate the current political administration? And the current political administration really doesn't give two shits about follow through. This is a real problem, right? So with Nvidia, CFO says chipmaker yet to finalize $100 billion OpenAI deal. Oh, that makes me nervous. Nvidia's agreement with ChatGPT parent OpenAI to invest up to $100 billion in the startup is still not finalized. The chipmaker's chief financial officer, Colette Kress, said on Tuesday at the UBS Global Technology and AI Conference in Arizona, right? So the CFO is coming out and stating that they have not signed the dotted line. Again, think about this with optics, right? When you're dealing with C-level executives, one of the big things that they care about is optics. We're like, what are the investors going to take away from this? And so with Jensen Huang and now with the CFO, it doesn't seem like they're obfuscating what's going on. It's not like, oh, due diligence is taking a little bit longer than expected, but it's going to get signed, right? Or, oh, we have our lawyers dealing with this because the Trump administration changed some regulations. We have to make sure that our agreement abides by everything because Jensen Huang doesn't want to end up in jail with the next administration. Right? There's a lot of things that can be said. Like, we have the agreement. The paperwork is simply taking a little bit longer than initially expected, right? And that puts out the optics. We are definitely moving ahead. The only issue is that we want to make sure we're on the right side of compliance. That's not the optics that they're putting out there. The optics they're putting out there is like, well, we made a statement, but we don't have anything in writing yet. Kress's comments add to intensifying discussion around a partnership that ties two of the most significant players in the artificial intelligence race and is at the center of rising concerns around circular deals in the AI ecosystem. The world's most valuable company in September unveiled a letter of intent to invest in OpenAI under an agreement that would involve deploying at least 10 gigawatts of Nvidia systems for the startup, enough capacity to power more than 8 million US homes. Quote, we still haven't completed a definitive agreement, but we're working with them, Kress said, addressing questions about the framework of NVIDIA's agreement with OpenAI. So, yeah, sounds like NVIDIA is slow walking this agreement with OpenAI. And you think about this, NVIDIA is starting to slow walk the agreement with OpenAI as Sam Altman comes out and says code red because Google's Gemini model is outperforming them. At the exact same time, DeepSeek, a couple of days ago, dropped two models that are apparently better than every other model out there. And yeah, this does seem to be like the dominoes of the AI stupidity might be starting to shake. So it'll be curious. It'll be curious to see where this goes from here. And one of the big things for you to be thinking about in this modern world is understanding the difference between a soundbite and a legally binding agreement. A legally binding agreement is something, again, there's always going to be risks. But that's something you can be a little bit more comfortable about than the statements that all these companies are doing. And what we're seeing is that they're falling apart after not too long, which does beg the question of what is really going to be happening in the future, whether it's AI or so many other things going on with American industry right now. It'll be curious. I'll be curious to see. So what do you think about this? What do you think about NVIDIA slow walking the agreement that they have with OpenAI? Do you think the dominoes are starting to wobble? What do you think about this with the era of Trump, where the soundbite is more important than the shipping the fucking product? What do you think that does at scale at a societal level? Does that make you feel comfortable about 2026? Put your thoughts down below. If you like these videos, give us a thumbs up. If you hate these videos, give us a thumbs down. Call me amazing. Call me a dumbass. Just be a real Lutnick and put a strong American comment down below. Do remember, I am here at location at American Underground in Durham, North Carolina, because I'm teaching the Extending AI Capabilities Using REST APIs class tonight. These are hands-on classes that are free to the end user. You simply sign up, show up, you learn, and hopefully you empower yourself. If you're interested, go to silicondojo.com to see what our current schedule is. If you want to help support free to end user education, there's a donor box link down below. And with that, see y'all later.